Hey, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I want to give a shout out to my new friend Anne. Uh, she's really an amazing reader. She has a channel. I'm not divulging anyone's channel at this point, but if you happen to come across her readings, you'll know who she is. She's absolutely amazing, and she's a truth speaker, and she's available to the public for those who want to hear truth. Uh, Today's message is a little somber but hopeful. Actually, I received a revelation this morning that's had me crying all day. What I was shown isn't pleasant, but I have to put it out there because I'm being guided to do so. This message is from the divine realms, particularly from Source. I was shown the earth. I was taken around an entire vision of the earth. So many signs are being offered to humanity to turn things around, to see the light, to see things from a divine perspective, and they're missing them. And what I was shown was the suffering of animals, of people, of the planet, the trees, the plants, the water. And what got to me most was that there are so many who just don't give a shit about what's happening around them. They're so stuck on themselves. They're so stuck on their cell phone looking up stupid TikTok videos. They carry around, expensive name brand products, you know, and all these things are fine and good, but when misused to the point that you're disregarding everything else, these things are meant to keep you asleep, meant to keep you in need and wanting you to have these things. Let's think about this for a second, okay? If you have the need to carry a pocketbook or a suitcase that has Louis Vuitton on it or Coach or what have you, whatever stupid name that makes you feel important, do you realize that you're paying a lot of money for something? Okay, and not only are you paying an exorbitant amount of money for something that's not even worth that, you are advertising for for these creations, which is ridiculous. You're promoting it, and what is it doing for you? Does it make you feel special because you carry a bag that has, Coach or Louis Vuitton on it? You know, it's nonsense. These things are meant to keep you asleep, to keep you in want. These things are hurting you. These cell phones that everyone has are hurting you. Okay. Personally, I don't want a smartphone at all. I'm not a person who's on the phone all day long, and nor do I want to be on the phone having to, promote my business to support my ego, to promote where I ate, where I went, what I did, because it makes me feel important. You may not like what I'm saying right now, but you have to look at it honestly from a truthful perspective. And this is not as a judgment. It's as a means for opening your eyes to seeing how their society, okay, and the powers that be are keeping you enslaved, making you believe that you need these things to feel important. People have lost the ability to communicate with each other because of these cell phones. They're harming each other, making movies of people being hurt or maligned and then passing it around so other people can laugh at it. How can you honestly derive joy from another person's suffering or an animal's suffering? You know? There's so many people drinking bottled water out there, all this designer water. Do you honestly think that this water is coming from some magic place? It's coming from a hose in a factory, and it's taking your money. And you're supporting these companies who then in turn support politicians who enact laws and create laws against your own interest without even knowing. So Source wants you to understand. Look at these things that you're supporting and see how they're harming you. See how they're harming others. See how they're harming the planet. Let's go back to the bottled water again. Not only is this a scam, okay, it's not coming from some magic source in Maine or some magic well in Fiji, whatever these names are to take. You know, why not get a Brita filter and filter your own water? Okay, I understand the need for needing pure water. That's understandable. But You don't need to be paying a lot of money, and especially not to companies who keep, creating this bottled water with this plastic that is seeping into your bloodstream. Did you ever hear about the forever plastics? Where do you think it's coming from? Half of this crap, and half of it's from the bottled water that you drink. It's poisoning you, and you're paying to be poisoned. But unfortunately, too many people are hooked on convenience, on appearances, all things that don't matter. If I carry this bottle of water, I'm going to be part of the club. If I have this type of a pocketbook, I'm going to be part of the club. Do you honestly really give a shit? Is it that important to you what people think about you for the things that you have? And think about it. If somebody's going to like you for the product that you have, or the type of water that you drink, or the type of garbage you watch on TikTok videos that are harmful to other people, what is that saying about yourself? I know you're better than that, and Source knows you're better than that. It's time to awaken, time to realize what's happening. There are signs coming out all over the place, okay? Supernatural phenomena that, people are saying, okay, look at it from a scientific perspective, but, Source is the ultimate scientist and tries to get people's attention as a means of, awakening people to turn around to what's important. People are important. Animals are important. The planet is important. We need to take care of each other and this planet, or there will be none left. I was shown terrible things this morning, and it was upsetting, and it's still upsetting to me. And it's scary, but they can be avoided. The manifestations that people are seeing around the globe are going to intensify. These are signs, okay? Certain phenomenon happening in the sky, whatever it might be, okay? Statues being caught on camera, deities, and through all types of spiritual religions, not just one, but deities that actually have been shown to move on camera during a religious event, apparitions in the sky. These are all to get everyone's attention. And yet, there's so many that still refuse to listen to the signs. There are those that cheat on their spouses, okay? Or they get together in a relationship based on convenience. I know some particular people right now that, especially the person who thought they were being cute and trying to get my ex from me. They're realizing now that what they got wasn't what they expected, and they're receiving their karma because they thought that they could take something from someone else, not realizing that that very person could do the same to them. And you know what? I feel bad for you, and you know who I'm speaking to. I slightly feel bad for you, but unfortunately, you're getting the karma you deserve. When you infiltrate yourself in somebody else's relationship, okay? When you present yourself as an interloper, thinking that uh, the opposite is true of what you're seeing in front of you, guess what? You're finding out now that it wasn't that cool. You know? What goes around comes around. But enough about that. Getting back on point. We need to start paying attention. And a lot of people might not like to hear what I'm saying because people don't want to hear truth. They want to hear lies and bullshit. That's not what I'm here for. And I can't do that. I have too much integrity. I have too much love for human beings, too much love for the planet, too much love for God in the spiritual realms to compromise myself in any way. You know, I mentioned earlier, I do reviews for Amazon. Okay, not that I respect Jeff Bezos or any of the top 1%. I do the reviews because you know I receive products to review, but it's to help people to know what a good product is and what a bad product is. But I don't do it for Jeff Bezos. I don't do it because I get the item for myself to keep that I review. That's irrelevant to me. But what's important for me is to speak truth to people and help people and to help, enlighten people, people who are willing to listen, people who are smart enough to understand what I'm saying. Okay. And many people's, who pass by and watch these videos, their judgment is clouded. Okay. You see a person before you with a mask on their face. This is intentional. It's intentional for a few reasons. First off, because I was instructed to maintain my anonymity right now. Okay. That's first and foremost. And that was from Source itself. And secondly, it's as a reminder that we are all finite beings and we're all going to die. So no matter what you think that you have, whether it be a pocketbook, a fancy house, a mansion, that you think makes you feel better than someone else, it's all going to be gone when you're gone. You can't take it with you. The only thing that you take with you is your immortal soul. So the choice is yours. Where do you want to take it? Do you want to see yourself in a better place than this? Or do you want to end up in an endless loop of reincarnation? Because you chose to follow the stupidity and remain asleep, to follow the powers that be that are taking your money, religious organizations that are taking your money while they're telling you to suffer as they're flying around in private planes, Armani suits, and diamond rings on every finger. But yet they have the nerve to tell you that you have to suffer. Do you see them suffering? Because I don't. Do you have a private plane? I don't. And I don't even want one. Why would I want another thing to suck up and guzzle gas and, pollute the environment any further than it's already polluted? All because of this need for people to feel important. And if these are the things that make you feel important, you need to take a look at it and say, what is it about this that makes me feel important? There's something broken inside if you need a product to make you feel important. And not that there's anything wrong, we're all broken in one way or another, but we can heal if we choose. It's our choice. The decisions we make every day. Do we make positive choices? Do we set out to help the planet and the animals and mankind? Or do we just take, and not worry about the next person? And that's the problem. Unfortunately, we have too many, and the balance is going to be restored one way or the other. And this is where the visions come in. The visions of Mother Gaia is extremely upset with the way the planet is being treated. There's going to be increased seismic activity, increased volcanic activity throughout the world, not just in one place. Wars are on the loom of escalating because the top 1% want more and more for themselves while they're taking from you. That's what it's all about, folks. And, hopefully that this message gets to who it needs to get to. You know, that's what, my heart wants, is for these messages to actually really resonate. They don't come from me, like I say, they come from the divine realms, and the visions that I was given this morning had me in tears the entire day because it's not good. But I'm here to give everyone an opportunity to wake up, to see the truth for what it is, to understand what's happening before you, and realize the spirituality behind what's really happening. There is a war between light and dark. It's taking place right now, whether you believe in it or not. It's your choice to believe, it's your choice not to believe. However, regardless, there are consequences, unfortunately. Consequences for our actions on how we treat each other, how we treat the planet, how we treat animals. They're consequences. They're karmic consequences. Do you want to add to those karmic consequences? Or would you rather try to repair them and make up for lost time by opening your eyes and starting to see for reality for what it is, what's before you? I know it's difficult to believe in spiritual things because we were brought up, especially in the United States, that these things don't exist. These were things to make fun of. People who spoke truth were crazy. Okay, that might be. But you know what? If you know, you know. And that's who these messages are for. And we're going to leave it at that. And I want to wish everyone a great day. And I want to thank everyone who subscribed. Unfortunately, I have some people on my channel that are just cross watchers. They know who they are. Okay, they think that it worries me that they're watching. I'm totally aware of what they're doing, and they're gonna have their karma as well. It's actually already started for them. So I want to leave it at that, and I want to thank you for coming by, and I appreciate my true followers, and I want to thank you for being part of this group. And we'll see you again soon. Take care.